Good, majestic Monday, brothers. This is Monday Morning Musings, and I am Timothy Andrew, the host of From the Basement podcast. Today's topic is going to be on hospitality. Hospitality as a reflection of God's love. When we think about God's love, we often think about it in terms of His sacrifice, His mercy, and His grace, and rightly so. But there's another aspect of God's love that we sometimes overlook. It's His hospitality. Think about it. From the very beginning, God has been a hospitable host. He created a world for us to live in, a home for us to inhabit. He didn't have to do this. He wasn't obligated to, but He did it out of love. He did it because He wanted to share His creation with us. This is an aspect of God's love that we see reflected in hospitality. It's the love of a generous host, a love that delights in sharing and giving. It's a love that says, what's mine is yours. You're welcome here, you belong. Let's look at 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 9 and 10. Show hospitality to one another without grumbling. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. When we offer hospitality, we're not just opening our homes, we are opening our hearts. We're saying, you're welcome here. You belong. We're reflecting the generous love of our hospitable God. Now let's look at Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. This verse reminds us that hospitality isn't just about welcoming friends and family. It's about welcoming strangers. This is another aspect of God's love that we see reflected in hospitality. It's the love of welcoming a stranger, a love that extends beyond our comfort zones and reaches out to those we don't know. It's a love that says, even if I don't know you, you're welcome here, you belong. It's an invitation to reflect God's love. When we show hospitality to strangers, we're not just opening our homes to the unknown. We're opening our hearts to the unexpected. We're reflecting the welcoming love of our hospitable God. Romans chapter 12, verse 13. Contribute to the needs of the saints and seek to show hospitality. Here, Paul urges us to share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. This verse reminds us that hospitality isn't just about welcoming people into our homes. It's about meeting their needs. This is another aspect of God's love that we see reflected in hospitality. It's the love of a caring provider, a love that sees needs and meets them. It's a love that says, I see you, I care about you, you matter. It's an invitation to reflect God's love. When we practice hospitality by meeting needs, we're not just opening our homes to those in need. We're opening our hearts to those in need. We're reflecting the caring love of our hospitable God. It's not just about meeting physical needs. Hospitality also meets emotional and spiritual needs. It creates a space where people feel valued, loved, and accepted. It's a way of saying, you matter, you're important, you're welcome here. This is the kind of hospitality that the early church practiced. Looking at Acts chapter 2, verses 46 and 47. And day by day, attending the temple together and breaking bread in their homes, they received their food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to their number day by day those who were being saved. They weren't just sharing meals. They were sharing life. They were creating a community where people felt loved and accepted. That's the power of hospitality. harnessed through generosity. In the words of C.S. Lewis, the rule for all of us is perfectly simple. Do not waste time bothering whether you love your neighbor. Act as if you did. This quote captures the practical implications of the call to hospitality. It is a call to action, a call to demonstrate our love for our neighbors through our actions, not just our words. Let me conclude with this. God's hospitality towards us is the greatest example we have. He welcomes us with open arms, no matter who we are or what we've done. He invites us to sit at his table, to partake in his blessings, to enjoy his company. He doesn't just tolerate us. He delights in us. He doesn't just put up with us. He cherishes us. That's the kind of hospitality we're called to extend to others. Let me pray. O loving Father, I ask for your guidance and strength. Help us to be people of hospitality, reflecting your love and kindness to those around us. May we be a beacon of hope and a source of comfort. Fill us with your Spirit, that we may serve you faithfully and wholeheartedly. In your precious and holy name, amen. Please visit my podcast website, fromthebasement.org, to fill out the comments and feedback section. If you have podcast ideas, please send them my way. Your feedback is kept private and is invaluable to me. For those who wish to contribute further, donations are greatly appreciated to help sustain and improve my podcast and nonprofit organization. Please visit my nonprofit website at fromthebasementinc.org. Go this week being hospitable to those around you, even to strangers.